Breaking down all 23 things you missed from Survivor Season 47, Episode 11. We're talking all things the crazy Survivor journey, gloomy days on Survivor, Kyle finally losing immunity, Andy thinking he can win it all, and much more. Careful for any spoilers if you haven't seen this episode yet, and make sure to stick around as we announce last week's puzzle giveaway winner. If you want to enter next week's giveaway, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below who you think's going to be making the final 5. Let's get started with number 23, previously on Survivor. We are rolling into the endgame of Survivor 47, and I'm rolling into the biggest puzzle discount of the season with Black Friday. Be sure to stick around to learn more, as we need to remember Andy is the smile assassin, Sue has an idol, Rachel has an idol, and Gabe was blindsided.
Gabe, tribe has spoken. I'm back. Time to go.
Number 22, after Tribal. It's weird to say that we're in the endgame now on, wait for it, day 18. Ultimately, Kyle is struggling with playing the game and voting out Gabe. He talks about basically needing to win the rest of the challenges to make it to the end of the game. This will be important later in the video. Number 21, Sue in rough shape. It's basically a running joke at this point, with Sue's storyline being get revenge on Kyle, but she now has her closest ally Caroline to worry about. Everyone agrees it's the same story over and over again with Sue, as Sue was the only player left out of the Gabe blindside last episode. Sue is a tough one to get a handle on, with only a couple episodes left in the game leading into number 20, Endgame is near. With only a couple episodes left of Survivor 47, it's time for the biggest discount of the season with idle plays. So listen up, you're gonna want to pay attention to this. The first 10 people to use the code SURVIVOR30 get 30% off their entire order. This is going to be the biggest discount of the season. Idle Plays is my passion project where I make 13 different puzzles and games, including the tree puzzle, fire puzzle, Fitz Tower, the labyrinth maze, and much more.
Puzzle pieces to solve a 3-level puzzle. First to finish wins immunity.
So if you're interested in checking out Idle Plays, you want to practice Survivor challenges, or you want to help support me in these videos, go to idleplays.com. Make sure you pause the video if you don't want to forget this. The first 10 people to use the code SURVIVOR30 get 30% off literally everything Idle Plays. This is the biggest discount of the season. Number 19, Gloomy Day. Make no mistake about it, when you're out there playing Survivor, the Survivor highs are so high, but the Survivor lows are also the worst. Watching on the couch, we all dream of playing this game of Survivor one day, but we need to remember the days are long, boring, and tough, leading into number 18, Sue versus Caroline. This really shows the level of Survivor player Caroline is versus the level of Survivor player Sue is, as we see Caroline trying to bring the relationship back together, where it takes Sue a little bit more time as she starts out being super bitter. Number 17, Caroline in rough shape. Caroline is doing every kid's dream with playing Survivor, making big moves. With the edit that Caroline has received, I'm hesitant to say she makes the final 3, but there's a really good chance that we're going to be seeing Caroline make it to the finale.
I couldn't will myself to do something, and I felt like a failure, and so I feel like I've just lived my life just trying to prove to myself that I'm not that failure.
Number 16, the Onion Alliance. If you're not fluent in Survivor lingo, the Onion Alliance is one of the most basic versions of an alliance. You have a majority group working together, but you also have an inner layer of the onion forming an additional majority. On Twitter, Teeny was hilarious trying to figure out what the majority needed to be. It's honestly the best way to win if you are in control, with the alliance consisting of Sue, Caroline, Teeny, Andy, and Rachel, and the inner layer of the alliance with Rachel, Teeny, and Andy. Number 15, the bottom 3. It's impressive how self-aware Kyle, Sam, and Genievieve are that they know they're on the bottom. Ultimately, they all have flaws in the game right now. Sam is struggling without having Sierra in the game. Kyle is really only the challenge guy and doesn't want to lie, and Genievieve isn't forming true connections. There has been multiple times this season now Genevieve's talked about not wanting to make real friendships. That will be her downfall.
From that moment on, I realized, like, that's the power that connections have in this game, and I don't want that power.
Number 14, can Andy win? Low-key, I don't buy an Andy win at all. The specialists kind of agree. Possibly final 3, but not a win. It just confuses me so much with how he talks about his game versus how the other players talk about his game. Let me know in the comments down below if you see an Andy win happening leading into number 13, boat arrives. Time for a survivor journey. I get that the producers plan this all in advance, but I'm very sus that just after a boring alliance is made, the producers are throwing an advantage into the game. Ultimately, it's only one person going and the players can't decide, so they choose to draw rocks. Well, not everyone's drawing rocks. Only Genevieve, Sam, and Rachel want to go, and the person that doesn't need it the most ends up winning.
Balls up.
2, 3.
Number 12, journey time. I'm not gonna lie, this is the definition of a winner's edit if I've ever seen one with Rachel here. The rules of the journey are simple. If you beat the puzzle, you win the advantage, but if you lose your vote. The added part of this is if you lose the challenge, the puzzle's gonna fall into the ocean, making for great TV, leading into number 11, the journey challenge. This is a challenge where literally anyone can do, as there's phone games with this challenge going on. This was insane. The weights were dropping, music is blasting, balls are moving, Rachel is panicking, and actually wins the block of vote advantage. Number 10, anything can happen. Just like how at any given day, Jeff Probst says anything can happen on Survivor, I need to say any day now, I'm gonna be reaching my goal of hitting 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you aren't subscribed yet, please do that and help me pass Russell Hantz in subscribers. And as a bonus, once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll be making my own video interviewing Russell Hantz. Number 9, Rachel returns. Lesson to future Survivor players, this is how you do it when you return from a journey. You tell 99% of the truth. No matter what, people won't believe you, and that's what Sam thinks. However, Rachel does go and tell the Onion Alliance the truth and trying to build trust with them. Number 8, Genevieve trying to play. After the big move Genevieve was able to make on Saul, no one wants to work with her, even trying with Rachel. She talks about the GOATs, or the 0 vote finalists that players are trying to drag to the end. The names are Sue and Andy, which I have said all season long. And there was a great tweet of Kelly confused with the whole Andy edit. Genevieve explains perfectly why you actually need to get the GOATs out of the game. Although Genevieve is the exact opposite, she's a big threat that players want out of the game.
From a strategic perspective, I would love to take out some of the people that are being brought to the end, because that frees up more seats for us.
Number 7, challenge time. Slow-mo dramatic shots, for whatever reason, get me so hyped, as the players need to spell immunity correctly without falling over. Number 6, the challenge. This is a classic challenge that delivers drama every single time. You need to remember the iconic heroes versus healers versus hustlers version of this challenge with Ben messing up, and we actually end up getting a classic Survivor showdown with Rachel versus Kyle, where Kyle finally loses a challenge.
It's over. Rachel wins. Individual immunity.
Rachel!
Guaranteed a spot in the final 7.
Number 5, Rachel wins. Holy shit, Rachel's having an insane episode here, completely skyrocketing her winner chances. She has an immunity idol, she has a block of vote advantage, and she has the necklace around her neck. Number 4, the plans. Make no mistake about it, I do think we are in store for a crazy finale of Survivor 47, but I do think we need to be patient and wait for Genevieve and Kyle to go home, and that's exactly the plan. plans. Take out Kyle or take out Genevieve leading into number 3. What's the best plan? I actually think Rachel says it best that it doesn't really matter who they pick first. It can be either Genevieve or Kyle because they both need to go. The producers try to make the strategy more interesting than it really was, but I could see it both ways. Taking out Kyle gives everyone else a higher chance to win immunity, and taking out Genevieve opens up the game to a strategic threat.
I don't really care what order they go in. And so it does feel like by winning the necklace, I have way more options for who's gonna go home tonight.
Number 2, Tribal Council. It's weird when I'm always celebrating Survivor for what they literally used to do with the old school, but I love watching the jury walk into Tribal Council. And I hope you didn't miss it. It was hilarious to see Jeff trying to bring up how the shot in the dark is so important in the game, how it's crazy there's no more shot in the darks. Everyone knows that I personally value the challenges in Survivor. I value the challenge threats, making it tough to see Kyle so close to the record as number 1, Kyle voted out. I'm so surprised with how much I was okay with this goodbye. Usually I want them to be evil and be a villain when they go, but this felt really real with Kyle. Anyways, congratulations Kim, you're this week's puzzle giveaway winner. I'll announce a new winner next week, and click right here to get the Survivor Super Fan in your life, the perfect Christmas gift with replica Survivor puzzles.